I got 7 o'clock on my phone.
Well, the phone has it then.
Yeah. Tom, Marty, Meg, Barb, Ricky, James. All right. I'm gonna jump right in. It only looks like we have one individual for public comment. Mr. St. Germain.
Last week, you passed a resolution that, in regard to people addressing the board, and in it, part of it was that the only time that you were still allowed to address the board is during a public meeting, workshop. Prior to the incident that brought that on, for 40, 50, God knows how long, you are always allowed to do it at a regular meeting, which I think is what most people expect when if they do come, they expect to be able to address the board. And I was wondering, based on that one incident and why the changes were made, I kind of think that it's unfortunate that that was done. And the reason being was to get some control, but that night that happened, it could have been controlled by the supervisor, by the town attorney, or by any of the board members simply by making a motion to recess the public hearing until the individual is taken care of, and then reopen the hearing. And I think it's unfair, and now that you basically have 3 new board members, perhaps you would just consider taking a look at it and seeing if, once again, the public could be involved as much as they would like to be. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna just jump into things. We have a guest this evening. Robert, you're welcome to, we only got a couple of wheelie chairs here, so if you want to bring one of them up, you're more than welcome to join us at the table here, okay?
All right.
Yep.
Wheelchairs.
Cheers.
Got the wheelchairs up there.
I know that you wanted to discuss an item with the board this evening. And
Yeah, my wife and I have one piece of property in Katie'ville, right near Katie'ville Golf. It's a big open field here. And for some years now, we've tried to do some different things with it. We were gonna do residential and subdivide it, and I talked to a local contractor, and due to all the costs involved with the finished roads, water lines, electrical, the catch basins, et cetera, et cetera. It was really prohibitive as far as selling lots. And you have to build houses to do so. So we kind of forgot that idea. And then we looked at maybe doing some lots right off of Route 3, but because of the state, when they went through and redid Route 3, they put that divided highway in there, and that kind of screwed that up. So now they're reluctant to do any access there except for on the extreme ends of the parcel. So back in April, we received a letter from a representative of the national retail chain, and they wanted to buy a portion of the frontage of this property. At that time, they were paying 3 acres. Now they whittled that down to 1.5 to 2 acres. So I discussed it with my wife, and actually, as the more we thought about it, we kind of thought it would be a nice fit for the area. They sell a variety of stuff, and not stuff that you can get at your local convenience store. So I talked with some people in the planning office, and they weren't so sure that that would fit in the neighborhood commercial category. But after some discussion here and there, they said, well, maybe it would fit. So, they're popping up all over the place. You see this one going on like that, and they're paying on the Chasey, and they sell Beekman down, so. Pretty basically, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for a rezone for the neighborhood commercials.
So as I know some of the folks in planning have talked about, one of the items that we're gonna go through as far as process is we're actually gonna refer you directly to the planning board to have some of those conversations before it potentially gets back here to the board for any decisions to do some rezoning. But, so I wouldn't be surprised if you find yourself in front of us again. But any other information that the board is seeking at this time, or like to share?
This proposed entrance, if you look at these things, is fairly close to the intersection. For the 370.
When I talked to the state back when I wanted to subdivide, they were reluctant for any access to the property, especially right there in that divided highway. And at that time, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I think he was the engineer. Mr. Rose, I think it was, maybe.
Mike
Not,
Rose,
yeah. Is he state or county?
those,
Guy I talked to
those
was
state,
state.
state.
And he said you'd have to go to the extreme end of the property. That's what we're looking at.
And so the one that's the proposal here is at the extreme end.
Yeah, that's at the extreme end, one end of it, yes.
And that's part that's zone R2
Yes.
at this point. And
Yeah.
did you say that other areas here were neighborhood commission?
Yes, there are, matter of fact, I attached, I printed out one of your little maps here, and I kind of made a little square on it. I don't know if you got that or not.
Probably
I don't
those.
see it.
So this one, this one?
Yeah.
Robert?
And then I made a copy of a tax map that I had, and then I shaded that. And the yellow portions on this map here are all zoned neighborhood commercial at this time. I don't know if you can see it on that. Here, I said, that's Mr. Wood, you can see.
Other questions?
I'm trying to get clear in my own head so we get over here. It's off the piece of property. You access the piece of property by traveling north on Route, well, I'm gonna say north, I think it's
Yeah.
north, on Route 3.
The frontage is from Katyville Golf toward the old Finnan's Fun Farm property.
But it's not Katyville Golf.
No, it's not Katyville Golf, no. Is that the
But there's,
parcel of cleared land there?
Kind of.
I've been keeping it clear for years
People
and years
walk
and years.
and
People walk
snowmobile
there,
on it.
yeah, sometimes and stuff.
Can I ask where you live on the Goddard Road?
I live on the Goddard Road, yes.
Yep.
Any questions? Like I said before, this will most likely not be the last time that it will come before us. We do have a resolution slated to formally send you to the planning board that we'll take action on, hopefully next week. That's the intent. It's in draft state right now. I did have a conversation with Trevor about just some of the mechanics moving forward,
Right.
to get that over to the planning department to assist you with some review process. Okay?
We don't have your telephone number, would you mention?
I'm going to give you my cell phone here, 10-4. It's 518 569 7714.
Are you heading for the season or just?
Yes. Yeah, but if I need to come back, I can make arrangements to do that. And in the meantime, if something happens where I can't make it, I have my son and also Tommy or name. We'll have I'll do that too.
and your interest in this is to sell the piece of property to the developer?
Right.
Okay.
Not the whole lot, just that one.
No,
section.
just that one portion. But I need to get it, I need to
Has to
request
be-
the rezone
It's
because
gonna have to get.
I'm the property owner.
The lines have to be redrawn in parcel.
Yeah, that's gonna, you're gonna be, it's a little bit difficult for me to tell from what I'm looking at, whether
Yeah, well,
you have access to, how do you have access to what remains of your property?
at the end of the divided highway, across from the wood grain,
Yeah.
there's an entryway there. Plus I own the railroad, half of the railroad bed.
Who is the developer? Who is the,
Primax Properties is the,
where are they out of?
I think they're out of Tennessee.
Are these the same developers who did the property, say, in Shazy?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Cumberland had two, I believe.
Where are they going, Cumberland Ave?
Yeah.
Well,
There-
yeah,
there's
it's Route 9 North.
Oh,
They're looking at
okay.
a site.
Um,
Cumberland Bay, yeah. It's on every side of Plattsburgh.
All right. Not seeing any more comments or questions. Thank you very much for sharing your contact information. I don't want to keep you here any longer than you have to, and we certainly aren't going to be the end of the process this
Right.
evening. So appreciate you taking some time to at least introduce the concept that you're seeking. Do you have anything you want to share with us before you leave?
No, that's pretty much it. I know I had to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
And, like I said, I got to the point where I was dealing with these people, and then finally I had to get some help, so I went and saw Tom Renee, and he kind of assisted me along. We got the ball rolling with those people and stuff, so. Then I told him, I said, I'm headed for Florida, and he offered to, I said, well, I'll probably take you up on that, because, I mean, I don't mind flying back, but I don't want to fly back 4 times.
I do have another question, if
Sure,
that's okay.
sure.
Did they contacted you?
Yes.
These developers?
Yeah, actually, they wrote me a letter back in April, I think. Yeah, April 1st. And this has been going on since then.
Well, you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. If not, completely understand.
No, actually, I think I've only been to one before, so we'll probably just stay for a little while. I'm sure this is
Sure.
that big a thing. Maybe you can enlighten us on some of the goings on.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Continue, just move down with the supervisor's report. Just as a reminder, we do have the New York City training and annual conference. I know that I am planning on attending at least this year along with Meg. And then Ricky, you had indicated that you're planning on attending
So
along
there's
with
7 altogether.
the justices, I believe so. The other item that I just want to make you aware of, we will do a somewhat traditional thing, and that is the photo shoot. We will do it on January 19th at 6:45 p.m. Please dress appropriately. We will not be mounting the photo like we have been doing in the past in the same way. I think it's a little expensive, and I think we're going to find an alternative way to do that. The reason that we have that meeting on the 19th on the Tuesday is because we don't have a meeting due to Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, so it is on a Tuesday.
Who's taking the photo?
Our very own historian. So another example of using the resources as part of our team. So Dick will be taking the photo as well.
So this is, you said 6:45.
Yes. Yes.
So I might have to get here early.
We shouldn't have to take a lot of photos, given that it's I believe as a digital camera, we should be able to take a couple snapshots and get right into our business, so.
Well, that doesn't take long, but you know, the layout, how we're gonna be, you know, what position we're taking, that's gonna take time.
Okay, it's not like prom. All right. Minutes, you'll see the draft resolutions In addition to that, monthly reports. I will tell you that I am planning on working with the department heads to come up with a format that is a bit more universal with information. Certainly each department has some areas that are unique to them, so we'll be working on that in the coming weeks and months ahead. In addition, we have the resolution as it relates to the New York City Association of Towns training and the delegate. As part of this conference, there are some opportunities for business of the association, slating myself to be the primary delegate with Meg as the alternate delegate, should something happen to me, like getting hit by one of the New York City taxis.
More likely having other meetings with, important officials.
I will.
Wait, Michael.
I was going to note that it was revised in that section. I'm trying to get away from former templates, so it cuts down on some of the mistakes that are made in the resolutions and such. We are cleaning up some things, and Deborah's been fantastic to try to help make that transition. So you may see some revised copies of items as we move forward, just to try to clean up the template
Michael,
material.
is that the one that says appointment for town of Plattsburgh delegate?
Yes, so,
So Ricky is out and you're in.
yes.
I
Sorry.
mean,
Ricky's still on the trip, though.
Yeah, but that's right, but you're in, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Moving forward, you will see that there is a resolution as it relates to an independent contractor for the assessor's office for a data collector. I did talk with Brian about this. The idea is to go out for a full RFP next year again. And
But right now, it's basically the same as what we had
Right.
in the past when we needed this.
correct. And the next item is a wage adjustment. You'll see in the resolution as it was addressed, upon a periodic review of employees' wages, and it was also discussed during the budget sessions. The next resolution covers the request to attend the annual Codes Enforcement Educational Conference. Stephen and Alan have been participating in this conference for a while now, and there's the backup information, and we'll do the official signing off, depending on what your feelings towards it are. The next one is an appointment of the Housing Development Fund, and thank you to Tom for his willingness to serve in this role again. Unless anybody wants to play rock, paper, scissors for it, I think Tom will be happy to serve in that capacity, and I appreciate him being willing to
I got
do
some
that.
questions about this one.
Tom?
Were you done? It says that the bylaws call for the appointment of 2 elected representatives of the board.
Again,
I'm currently serving one of those appointments, and my term doesn't end until the end of 17.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
What is this housing development fund?
That's
Tom,
why I
you've already-
The Rancho housing,
It's,
What is it?
Rancho housing
Okay,
for senior citizens on the board. It calls for 2 members of the board to be on that committee.
yeah. What is your specific involvement?
Well, not as much as John.
you serve as board members, just as any other board member would
The
serve.
contractors that know what they're doing, but, yeah, we oversee the thing. We have to apply for money, and you have to have board of directors vote for these things. If there comes any reports from the person in charge, that we need to do action on, or we need to discuss, that happens. We've had to do a lot of repairs and things in the building. These have to go through multitudinous process through HUD and through a number of areas, and it takes usually minimum 6 months, usually a year to accomplish, so it's difficult when the roof is leaking or something like that, but, you know, the board doesn't meet all the time, usually once every 2 months, but we have special meetings whenever there's something like this that's urgent, or we have to react to, if we sent out for bids on something, we want to get them in right away, because it's very difficult to get the funds, so we need to get those kinds of things in right away. So basically it's overseen in that regard, but we're not on the property.
Right.
We have some very excellent members who spend a lot of time of their own working on it. One is John Healy,
Thanks, Tom. I just wanted a little bit of background. I appreciate it.
and Norm Baker does a lot, devotes a lot of his time out. Well, I mean, a number of people do. so.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
All right, moving forward, next resolution is a 3% site plan return construction deposit for Schluter Systems. And the last one is the petition for zoning map amendment, working that forward to the planning board, which relates to our guests for the evening. All right. That is the items for this evening. The last thing that I would end on is a reminder that I will be out of town from Wednesday to Friday for new supervisors training. I'll have limited contact. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can feel free to call me. I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible, but I'm not sure how accessible I will be with email. I don't know if they'll have Wi-Fi, etc. And sometimes the phone is spotty, depending on where you are. So we'll end at
7:21.
Thank you.
7:20?
1.
7:21. All right, that's it. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.